This is where I go into the obvious. My name is Luxley, and I've been reading a lot of MMO Champion lately. Yes, I do know how to say champion correctly. I just think champion, when it comes to MMO Champion, is a lot better, a lot more appropriate, because I'm here to kind of shed some light and translate the fake news into real news. So let's talk about a couple of things that are going on at Blizzard, going on with World of Warcraft that you should know, and I'm going to translate for you and basically tell you the truth. First, not much bad to say about what's going on at MMO Champion. They are doing a giveaway. And here's the giveaway, Twilight and Luminous Starseeker giveaway. It's funny, me and a buddy of mine were just talking about how there were no new mounts at the Blizz store, that Blizzard finally might decide, hey, maybe money's a bad thing, we won't pop in a new mount. Sure enough, not even a week later, new mount. But here's the good news, go over to MMO Champion. The giveaway is for 8 Luminous Starseeker mounts and Twilight pets. 4 are going to be given away on the US servers, 4 are going to be given away on the EU servers. To enter the giveaway, all you got to do is reply to the post with your favorite thing coming in patch 7.3. Like, the favorite thing that I think that's coming in patch 7.3 would be PvP balance. So that's what I'm going to do to enter the contest. But of course, I think it'd be a lot more interesting and a lot more fun if you could talk about what it is that you hate about Legion PvP. I think that would be a better way to initiate it. Maybe not. I don't know. Let's keep it positive. Anyway, the giveaway will be closed on Sunday, which is this Sunday, just a few days, 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and winners will be chosen randomly. A note will be added to the top of the news or the latest news post when winners have been post-messaged or privately messaged. So go over to MMO Champion, take a shot. Maybe you win, maybe you don't. Nevertheless, all it does is cost you a little bit of time and a little bit of movement from your fingers to type something in. Moving along, we're going to talk about Blizzard playing the gaming police. Yes, recent actions have been taken against TOU violations, which is terms of use. We've recently taken action against a number of accounts that were actively participating and or advertising the sale of in-game raid or dungeon clears in exchange for real-world currency. In other words, bling, money. You know, surely they're not exchanging these services for Venezuelan currency, right? So such behavior is a clear violation of the World of Warcraft terms of use. Duh. So, but what's really interesting is I keep seeing Blizzard crack down on all these services to clear raids, most likely heroic or mythic, and not much cracking down going on PvP, which is something they're promoting in Arena, promoting with tournaments, and yet not much cracking down to go on to maintain the integrity there, is there? No, there isn't. So anyway, of course, Blizzard's also trying to do an esports event with Mythic Dungeons, which I think is going to fail miserably because, yes, it'll attract an audience initially, but it's going to attract a lot of participants, which is a very good thing. But, I mean, people will watch and just realize, you know what, I'm going to go do Mythics myself, or I'm going to be a participant. Anyway, additionally, we've issued smaller actions against players who were found to be sharing account details in order to gain a competitive advantage during raid progression. Yeah, it's very important that I clear this raid before everybody else. What do you get? Nothing. Anyway, account sharing of any kind is against World of Warcraft terms of use. Once again, got to throw that in there. And they're not going to tolerate it. Blizzard will not tolerate it. They must maintain the integrity of raids. That is the most important thing to do. While the penalties applied as part of these actions were relatively minor, in other words, a slap on the wrist, or maybe a couple of DDoSs, who knows, they intend to apply much harsher penalties for such behavior in the future. In other words, they're going to force raiders to PvP. Now, as a reminder, in order to ensure fair play and competitive integrity in raids, Not in PvP though, just in raids, because that's important. We closely monitor these and other activities that violate the terms of use. This includes selling in-game services for real money, exchanging accounts or characters, and similar violations done with the intention of gaining a competitive advantage in raid progression, such as the purchase or transfer of geared characters or accounts between owners. Then they have to throw in this last sentence, which is why I feel compelled to make this video and report the fake news. Note that while selling assistance with obtaining items, achievements, PvP rating, or other in-game benefits for real-world currency is against the terms of use, selling those things in exchange for in-game gold is perfectly legitimate. Perfectly legitimate. Players should not feel as though participating in a gold run is going to result in negative action taken against their account. What the fuck? Okay, don't pay them off in real money, real live currency, but what you need to do is you need to go into the WoW token and purchase one and get gold so you can pay for these in-game services that are provided from people that have no life and grind to 2800 rating or just clear mythic the first day that it comes out. So that's okay, right? You can go and you can buy as many tokens as you need to buy in order to pay these people to help you out. But if you're just going to pay them on the side with a credit card or something like that, that's not acceptable. Maybe that's not what they're literally saying, but there's a huge gray area for that to happen. And that is bullshit. Now, you could go spin the clock back to Kata, Wrath, BC, where they said in-game gold for services is fine, no problem, but things have changed. You can go out and you can buy a WoW token. So essentially, Blizzard is profiting off of these so-called pros that are selling these services. Yeah. I mean, I'm not making any accusations, but I mean, you just kind of have to have a little bit of logic to connect these dots, that this is a strong possibility and a very indirect endorsement. So the last thing I want to talk about is something that's very important in World of Warcraft, which is maintaining the integrity of RP realms. Old world sharding has been disabled on RP realms. This is very important stuff. Over the last couple of years, we've begun using some new technology we've occasionally referred to as sharding in non-instanced zones, which separates players in high traffic areas out into separate shards of a particular zone. The benefit of our server performance has been massive. Massive. And that's what Blizzard's more concerned about than the players themselves, is just the servers, because the servers are certainly more valuable than the players. What is it? Money talks, bullshit walks. That's the old saying. Now, basically, they're saying that this sharding technology is the reason why Legion's launch went very smoothly, which hands down it most certainly did. It went very, very smoothly. And so, as a whole, we've been very happy with this system. The one exception has been on RP Realms, where player-run events are much more common on, yeah. Anybody ever go to Goldshire Inn in Elwyn Forest? Yeah, those are some very, very noteworthy player-run RP events that are very, very necessary. Like the stuff that goes on there, you should just go there and try it out yourself. And I'm certainly not exaggerating when I say that, guys, just hit up internet porn and don't go to Goldshire Inn. The internet porn is also free, and it'll be much more satisfying than Goldshire Inn. Did I just say that out loud? No, just go to Goldshire and you'll see what I'm talking about. Anyway, I digress. The one exception has been RP Realms, where player-run events are much more common. In other words, this sharding technology is interfering with that because somebody really thinks that they are a night elf or they're a dwarf, and they're very upset because some other guy is basically selling mythic clears for real currency, and the guy who's doing the role playing is like, oh, gee, what's real currency? I have no idea, you know? So anyway, basically on RP realms, LP realms, all right, I'm a little tired. I didn't have enough coffee. We believe that the overall loss to game performance is worth it in order to support these events or those events. If players on LP realms choose to organize an event and congregate somewhere, such as the Lion Pride's Inn in Elwyn Forest, and have a laggy experience as a result, that's their choice, and we like to allow them to have as much freedom to do so as possible. In other words, like, fuck you, go ahead, deal with your lag. We're not going to shard you anymore, just so you guys can role play amongst yourselves. There's probably a lot of flack coming from them in order to be able to continue role playing and not having that intrusiveness of people who don't role play, which I respect. So basically, Blizzard saying, okay, you could have your congregations and your lag, no problem, we'll give it back to you. So we've recently applied a hotfix that should disable realm sharding in the vast majority of the outdoor world on RP realms. That includes Kalimdor, Eastern Kingdoms, Northern Pandaria, Outland Draenor, and or related subzones. This has been actually our intention for some time now. In other words, you know, it wasn't really important, but, or should I say it was important, but it wasn't urgent. That would probably be a better way of putting it. But as part of investigating some reports involving a player-run event in Northrend, we discovered some secondary issues that were causing it to not function properly. There are still limits, of course. We don't want playing on an RP realm to mean you can't properly experience core game content due to low FPS or heavy input lag. As such, all Legion zones, including all the Broken Isles, Broken Island version of Dalaran, and so on, and soon Argus, will still have sharding active, as they do in non-RP realms. In other words, there's just too much activity in the most recent X-Pack, and Blizzard doesn't want the strain on their servers, so they're not going to disable that for role-playing services or role-playing realms. They're not going to do it. Anyway, similarly, when the game itself points players toward a specific area of the non-Legion world, such as for a holiday event or a new patch content, we may temporarily re-enable sharding in that area until things settle down. In general, however, our goal is to follow the general rule of thumb that RP realms do not shard except in current expansion zones or when temporarily necessarily, in other words, to support gameplay because there's some sort of world event, you know, the summer event, the Oktoberfest, the Christmas event, Easter event, so on and so on, where people are going to congregate more so into the old world zones, and they don't want the strain on their servers, so they're going to implement the sharding. This should now be the case on all P realms and RP PvP realms worldwide. This in addition to our existing rule that RP realms do not automatically fill areas using our cross-realm zones system, although you can still enter RP realm using CRZ if you're grouped with one player who's on the RP realm. Really important stuff. So I just wanted to make a video because when Blizzard starts getting to things that are important but not urgent, that means that they really don't have other important things to do, like work on PvP balance, or maybe hire a new head of the department who's been MIA for 2.5 months now. And also I wanted to talk about these terms of use violations, which were kind of hysterical in the sense that they'll let them happen with PvP, but not really that much when it comes to rating. Got to keep the integrity of rating. And of course, head over to MMO Champion and throw your lot, throw your ante in to get the mount or the pet. This is Luxley reporting the fake news from Blizzard and World of Warcraft. Have a great day.